If you just lost Medicaid, a hidden clock started ticking the day your coverage ended, and most people don't even know it exists. A 40-year-old who misses that 60 to 90-day window can end up paying the full cost of a hospital stay, which averaged $13,600 in 2021 according to federal data, instead of a few $100s in copays. I read the fine print so you don't have to. As of March 2023, roughly 91 million people were on Medicaid or CHIP, according to KFF and CMS, and during the unwinding, millions of them started losing coverage, often over paperwork rather than income. Here's the part nobody tells you. Losing Medicaid actually unlocks a special window to get new coverage fast, and I'll walk you through exactly how to use it. Losing Medicaid or CHIP counts as a qualifying life event, which triggers a special enrollment period for marketplace and employer plans. If you don't act inside that window, you typically have to wait until open enrollment, often November 1st to January 15th, for coverage that starts the following year. During that gap, you're uninsured, and even a routine primary care visit can run $100 to $200 out of pocket, while an emergency can cost thousands. Your very first move is to find the letter or notice that says your Medicaid was terminated and write down the exact date your coverage ended. Every deadline in this video counts from that date. So if you don't know it, you can't act with confidence. If you can't find the letter, log into your state Medicaid portal or call the customer service line printed on your old Medicaid card to confirm the end date. Before you buy anything, check whether you were dropped for a paperwork issue rather than an income change, because a huge share of people lose Medicaid over outdated addresses or missed renewal notices. In the 38 expansion states in D.C., adults at or below 138% of the federal poverty level can still qualify year-round, and there's no open enrollment deadline for Medicaid itself. If your coverage ended less than 90 days ago and you still meet the rules, ask your state Medicaid office to reinstate you by submitting the missing documents. No full reapplication needed. This step is worth doing first, because Medicaid usually costs most adults $0 in premiums with very low copays. Getting reinstated, instead of going uninsured or paying full price for a private plan, can save an estimated $2,000 to $3,000 a year based on typical cost sharing. If they say no, ask for that denial in writing so you can move quickly to the marketplace step next. If Medicaid is off the table, head to healthcare.gov or your state's marketplace and answer the questions about losing Medicaid to open your special enrollment period. Enter your household size and income. Upload any documents they ask for, then compare plans and pick one inside your 60 to 90-day window. So coverage starts the first of the following month. This is not a recommendation of any specific plan, just the process. So read each plan summary and check your own numbers before enrolling. Here's why the marketplace is worth checking even if you dread the cost. People whose Medicaid was terminated may qualify for plans with premiums as low as $10 a month or less after subsidies, depending on income. If you pick a silver plan and your income is in the right range, you can also get cost-sharing reductions that lower your deductible. Turning a potential $5,000 uninsured bill into a $120 a year premium is the entire point of this move. Before I get to the most counterintuitive piece of this, if you have a job that offers insurance, tell HR you lost Medicaid and request special enrollment within 60 days, using the Medicaid loss guidance from the U.S. Department of Labor. Now, here's the counterintuitive part most people never check. Ask HR for the employee premium on the lowest cost family plan, and if your share is more than 9.12% of your household income, that plan is considered unaffordable, and your family may qualify for subsidized marketplace coverage instead. If this is useful, subscribe. The next breakdown is already coming. To see why the affordability test matters so much, compare the two paths for a single parent earning about $32,000. An employer family plan with a common $500 monthly worker contribution runs about $6,000 a year in premiums, while a subsidized silver plan could cost around $120 a year. That's roughly $580 saved a year, or about $58,800 over a decade. just by checking whether the employer plan fails the affordability test. The single biggest mistake is assuming you can sign up whenever you want, because outside these special windows, you're locked out until open enrollment for coverage starting the next year. The second mistake is ignoring the termination letter and only thinking about coverage after you get sick, which leaves you paying cash for everything. Over 5 years, a person who keeps skipping re-enrollment could rack up an estimated $18,500 in avoidable medical spending versus staying covered based on national average claim costs. One more mistake worth flagging: people forget that the reinstatement path even exists. If your Medicaid ended less than 90 days ago and you still meet the income and residency rules, you can often be reinstated by sending the missing paperwork. No fresh application required. If it's been more than 90 days, you generally have to reapply. So speed genuinely matters here. Let's run it back fast so you can act today. Find your termination letter and end date, then ask your state to reinstate Medicaid if it's been under 90 days. If that fails, open your special enrollment period on healthcare.gov, request employer special enrollment within 60 days, and run the 9.12% affordability test before you commit to any plan. If you only remember one thing, treat your Medicaid termination letter as a ticking clock and start these steps today, rather than after you get sick. Next, I'm covering how to appeal a wrongful Medicaid termination and get backdated coverage restored, which can save you from paying for care you shouldn't owe for. If you want to catch that, subscribe so you don't miss it.